I find it incredibly interesting that everyone and their mother is talking about this male loneliness epidemic, but no one is asking the question, why, oh, why are they so lonely? Could it be that they themselves are not good partners? Could it be they're offering nothing but chaos and stress? Could it be that they don't have emotional intellect? We are so good at looking at the effect. Oh, this is happening in our 3D reality, but why are we not going back to the root? In this reality, I swear, on this planet, we love to treat symptoms and we never go to the root. If there is rotten roots, you're going to produce rotten fruits. There's a reason, there's a cause at play as to why there is a male loneliness epidemic. And we have to start looking at ourselves. Now, this podcast is not going to blame a specific gender. I am here as a conduit to help humanity, all humans. In this podcast, we are going to learn how to take our power back, how to get better results, and ultimately how to stop feeding into the negative narratives, because I know they're out there. I know there are realities that constitute really negative belief systems about men and women. And what we're going to do here is hold on to the faith that divine union is possible. We're not going to fall prey to the matrix. And I'm living in it with you, so I understand, just like you do, how difficult it is at times. But we did not come here to be swept up by the wave of the majority. We came here to get everything we wanted. What's up, positive bitches? How are you doing today? If you're hearing this episode, then you were meant to be here, so keep listening. On the Bitches Positive podcast, sometimes we will laugh, other times, baby, we're gonna cry, but we will always walk away feeling our most empowered, positive bitch self. That is Babe in true connection with herself, himself, human self. On this podcast, we unbecome who we are not, so we can fully step into exactly who we came here to be. I'm not going to lie, we have a problem in society. We do. There are a lot of limiting beliefs. There are a lot of individuals that are unwell and not primed and prepped for a relationship, yet they're on the dating apps. They're out there trying to date people, which only causes more trauma, more chaos. I have really noticed myself, among my friends, we have really become the men that we've always wanted to date, because there wasn't really another choice. When you're repeatedly faced with relationship after relationship, or for a lot of you, situationships or just dates, and you're looking at the person across from you and they're not giving you anything but inconsistency, chaos, and disrupting your nervous system, you have no other choice but to take your energy and really channel it into your business, your career, your studies. The divine feminine is the natural creator. So when we take our power from a relationship, from a partnership, and we channel it in something we want to create, you can bet that we are going to go above and beyond in that creation. There are so many studies about how women are surpassing men, and there's a reason for that. The divine feminine is no longer giving her energy to relationships that aren't serving her. She's taking it back and putting it into avenues where she's going to get a higher return on investment. Women have surpassed men in college enrollment and graduation rates. In 2022, there were 2.4 million more female than male undergraduates on U.S. campuses. The labor force participation rate for prime age men, 25 to 54, has been declining for decades. In 2022, about 14% of millennial males at age 25 were not in the labor force, compared with 7% of baby boomer males when they were that age. According to 2022, a Pew Research Center survey, 63% of men under 30 reported being single, compared to only 34% of women in the same age group. This did not happen randomly. It did not happen by accident. This has been in the works for some time. But let's go backwards a couple of steps to understand how we actually got here. Women have been conditioned to become men, and now men have polarized and they're stepping into their divine feminine, completely passive, jumping out of the workforce and not even going to college and graduating. Women have been conditioned to function on a 24-hour cycle, which is the complete masculine matrix paradigm. We, women, the divine feminine energy is aligned with a 28-day cycle. That's why we get a cycle every single month. We are in alignment with the moon, not the sun. We literally ignore our 28-day rhythm, but that's where we get our divine feminine wisdom. During our inner winter or our menstruation, that's a time when we should rest, reflect, have this deep inner connection. This is when we can be in stillness and just let go and renew any cycle we want to renew. This is when our energy is at its lowest, making it ideal for introspection. Do nothing, surrender everything, and reconnect to your core. Receive visions for your life, plant seeds for your cycle. You'll feel a natural slowing down, higher emotions a day or two before your inner winter, and you can actually perceive altered states of consciousness, especially during this time of menstruation. So claim space for yourself, rest, put on do not disturb, go inward, rest in the vastness of any questions that you might have. No answers are needed right now. Then we have our inner spring, pre-ovulation, and our follicular phase. This is a time of growth and fresh energy, confidence, motivation, beginning to return. And it's a great phase to really start new projects. It parallels the excitement and lightness of spring. Make visions of menstruation real. You might even find others more attractive. You might feel more attractive. This is a time to experiment, play like a newly hatched chick. Don't splurge all the energy at once, because sometimes an innocent chick, not knowing well enough, needs to be led into the world graciously. So guard your ideas, allow them to grow, allow yourself to be an innocent beginner again. Then we go into inner summer, ovulation. This is the peak of energy, confidence, and outward expression. Like summer, this is a great time of abundance, creativity, and connection with others. It's a powerful phase for leadership and communication, taking charge, high energy, magnetism, gratitude, pleasure. If you want to plan a party, try to do it when you are in your ovulation, your inner summer. If you have a vacation, try to do it in your inner summer, your ovulation. Everything can feel really sensual. Mothering is easier. Practice self-love and self-praise. Drive projects forward. Put your foot on the gas pedal. Don't compare yourself to others or get distracted. Let this outward focus run wild. Make sure to pedestal yourself and show up as your unique self. We're naturally tougher at this time, which is really helpful. You can really build up boundaries. Celebrate your version of pleasure and ask yourself, what do I want to use my energy for? And then we have inner autumn, our luteal phase, premenstrual phase, and this is a time of slowing down before we get back into winter, a time of refining and discernment. Just as autumn is harvesting and preparing for winter, this phase encourages self-awareness and boundary setting. It can also bring emotional sensitivity and a need for self-care, insight, saying no, truth speaking, completion, drifting, discernment. Shadow self might show a little bit more during this time. You might be more critical, so sit in it. What is your inner critic showing you that you still need to heal? You might feel fragile and lazy and just wanting to chill and do nothing. This cycle is wise. It's preparing you for what you're about to release, so lean into it. This is not taught in school, and that's a problem. Instead of us learning how to tap into our own wild, natural, feminine power, we've been taught to become the masculine energy, to become men, to ignore our sensations. Oh, you're being sensitive? Well, you're just a dumb bitch. Oh, you're feeling like you want to set a boundary? Again, you're a dumb bitch. You have to start listening to what your body is telling you, because there's wisdom in every part of your cycle. And instead of us leaning into that, we have been taught, ignore it, take Advil, go to school, go to that sport, don't listen to your body. And then we end up in the wrong relationships, and we're wondering why. Well, we've been indoctrinated to ignore our bodies and our intuition, and our body's wisdom is really a huge tool that is so necessary in order to navigate this planet. We've been told to go on birth control. We've been told, oh, well, if you want to be more powerful than men, become more like men and just sleep with everyone. Cue hookup culture. Wow, that's been so great for humanity. Not hustle culture, hookup culture, sexual liberation. Yeah, right. True sexual liberation is not sleeping around. It's realizing that you can harness your power when you actually are abstinent, when you stop sleeping with everyone and use that energy and channel it into school, your career. And this is again why we're seeing such a shift in society where women are rising above men. Yeah, we're natural born creators. Whether you put us in a home or a school, we're going to rise to the top because we know how to channel energy, unlike the masculine. We have adapted to survive But a lot of us have not only lost our softness, but we are so burnt out. And maybe you think or you know you don't need a masculine energy, but you freaking want one because we are social beings and we do want love and we do want relationships. So what do we do now? We're indoctrinated into a masculine paradigm. We've been told to ignore our bodies. We've been told to ignore our wild wisdom. We have become our own protector and providers. We have engaged maybe in hookup culture or hustle culture. We're unhappy. We're burnt out. And now we're looking at the masculine energy and we're thinking, yikes, it's not great. All of us want love. Okay, we want to be social beings. We were engineered to be social beings. We're not going to get anywhere by blaming the other gender. It's not helping us. We're always blaming each other. Why not instead we just all take responsibility? Yeah, I'm disappointed in what I've seen, but I'm not going to continuously blame them because that doesn't do anything. Instead, I'm going to take accountability and responsibility over the energy I'm at least broadcasting so I can personally get better results. And by the way, that does work. Hasn't been a perfect process, but it does work. It does help because that's all I can do. I can't go in and be like beep, boop, bop to every man and make them change. I can't do that. So that's not what I'm going to offer on this podcast. What I'm going to offer on this podcast is ways for you to step into your power so that it shifts the results you're getting out there. Our reality is a mirror. Instead of blaming the mirror, blame what you are embodying because that is causing the reflection. If most of the women are in their masculine, what's going to be mirrored back to us? Most of the men are going to be in their feminine. So I understand it's frustrating that even if you're stepping into your divine feminine, even if you're taking accountability for your energy, you're looking around and you're saying, but the bulk of them are still in their feminine energy. What am I going to do? Have patience, trust that it's all unfolding in divine timing, trust the season that you're in, trust that there's medicine in every single moment of your life for you to take, for you to realize, for you to learn, and continue to embody the energy that is your true essence. I know it's frustrating. I know it's tired. I know you can feel burnt out. But blame is not going to get us anywhere. Accountability, responsibility will. Sometimes when you're having a moment, queen, diva, girly pop, just crash out. It's fine. Just scream into a pillow, cry screaming to Chapel Roan. Do what you need to do. If you need to crash out, you probably earned it. Choose violence for a moment. All right, it's fine. But then get back into that embodiment, back into the breath, back into your own vessel. Because that's what's going to make the difference. I know sometimes the dating apps are a lot. Sometimes I need to delete them off my phone. And literally deleting them isn't even enough. I have to go onto the beach, create a portal, dig myself into the sand and bury myself there for like 20 hours. I get it. Take breaks when you need to. Reset. Focus on what you're getting a return on investment in. And know that everything is unfolding for you. As women have stepped into their masculine energy, the men on this planet have polarized and they have stepped more into their feminine energy than ever. There's a rise in this passive, non-leading, non-initiative energy from the men that I see, my mother sees, my friends see. I see it a lot. And while I know that your divine union is destined for you, if that desire is in your heart, I don't want you getting burnt out by the societal norm. Their normal is going to be your never because you're not going to settle. But that doesn't mean that we ignore what we're seeing because we also need to support one another during this time. My friends sent me this morning on my way to a workout class a picture of a Hinge profile and it said, the way to win me over is to buy me a coffee. That is horrifying coming from a man. Are you okay? That's not what you should be saying on your Hinge profile. A lot of men have been now indoctrinated to ask, well, what do you bring to the table? What are you going to do for me? Men have lost their purpose. Men really have forgotten the true masculine energy offers service to other. The masculine energy creates the safe space. The masculine energy is strong and beautiful, and we love that when it's healed and proper because it does create a safe space. It does provide, and it is in service of the goddess, of the divine feminine. But right now, the fact that so many men have stepped into their divine feminine energy, this passive energy, this indecision, this not asking women out, not even going up to women, the amount of men I talk to that literally tell me I would never go up to you. Why? The masculine has polarized into waiting, into completely being scared of the external reality that we all reside in. It's causing a greater space between the divine feminine and the divine masculine. It's causing greater loneliness among both and all genders. It's causing greater loneliness among everyone, not just men. If more women than ever have stepped into their masculine energy because we've been conditioned to do so, the masculine energy has to polarize. That's just what happens. If we're in our masculine energy, they're going to go into their feminine energy. In order for a relationship to work, there has to be a divine masculine and a divine feminine flow. There has to be each, the yin and the yang, in order to have that spark. So if you're in your masculine, you'll attract feminine. If you're in your feminine, you'll attract masculine. There have been studies that show birth control actually makes women want to be with a more feminine male. I wonder why that is. Hello, it's shutting off your system, putting you into your masculine energy. You have to have that polarity. So what's going to happen? You'll be attracted to more feminine males. There's also probably chemicals in our food and water. I think that's safe to say. We have no idea how that's affecting us. My point is, men aren't our enemy, but they are our mirror. And if on a huge scale, women have stepped into their masculine, then on a huge scale, men are going to step into their feminine. This is not about blaming anyone. This is about how can we take responsibility over ourselves so this planet can start shifting. The divine feminine is always the leader when it comes to emotions, when it comes to creation. The divine feminine has been rising, and I think it's about damn time that the divine masculine rises alongside of the goddess. Mirrors don't distort, they reflect. So if we're noticing that our reality keeps showing us, damn, there's feminine man after feminine man, instead of complaining about it and making it worse and then trying to play them or trying to play weird games, how about we take responsibility and step into our feminine energy? Because we can't control them, but we can control ourselves. And when we shift, they'll shift. I truly believe that the divine feminine is the most powerful, more powerful than the divine masculine. And I say that because the divine feminine is the creator and the destroyer. Both the divine feminine and masculine have their strengths and their weaknesses. It's not that one is better than the other, but the divine feminine is a creator, and we need to acknowledge that. How do we as women begin to shift more into our divine feminine energy? And hopefully this can happen on a global scale so we can start seeing a difference in the men that are on this planet. Number one is abstinence, celibacy. This is not about punishing yourself. This is not about saying, I can't have any pleasure. Girl, there are other ways to pleasure yourself. Be so for real. This is about energetic precision. It's about energetic mastery. There's a reason why monks are not out there sleeping with everyone and take a vow of celibacy or abstinence. And they, instead of giving their energy to random people or even partnerships, use all of their energy to learn how to master themselves, to learn how to use that energy for creation. They are all about understanding that their energy is something that's very sacred. Stop giving your body, your time, your energy to just anyone. When you sleep with someone, there's energetic transference at work. They are taking on some of your energy and you're giving them some of yours. If you don't know that man, you don't know what demons he has, you don't know what energy you're taking on from him, it's not worth it. Learn how to channel your energy into either your career or your school or a creative endeavor or your body, your health, your beauty. Again, there's a reason why women are surpassing males. It's because we are the creators. We know how to channel energy. We're very good at it. When you do that and you channel your energy towards something you actually want, watch your whole entire reality change. Instead of giving your energy to Brad, who gives you no return on investment, actually gives you chaos and then makes you uglier. Oh God, I had to cut someone off today as a potential partner because I do like them so much, but I just know they are not ready for what I have to offer. And we had such an instant connection. We have the same background on our phone. We had so many synchronicities. We're from literally similar hometowns, but we're both in Florida right now. And there were so many desires that we have the same. We even think the same in a lot of ways, but unfortunately, his emotional home is all over the place. And I'm not going to allow someone else to bleed on me. So literally this morning, I had to send a voice note saying, I really like you, but I cannot step forward when I don't feel like you are capable of choosing me in this season. I'm not a distraction. I'm not a placeholder. I'm either your dream girl or I'm nothing. I can be a friend and support you from afar, but I can't do this limbo phase where I feel like another shoe could drop. I had so much anxiety going to bed last night, and I said, okay, that's all I need to know to cancel my date for tomorrow, because this is not how I'm supposed to feel. I know when I have anxiety in my body, when there's a brick in my stomach, when I feel like the weight of the world is on my chest, the relationship is not right. And I sent a 3-minute voice note, because I don't ghost people. I just send voice notes. I sent a 3-minute voice note this morning. And at the end, my voice was shaking and I felt so choked up, because this is closer to what I want. So many synchronicities. And wow, what a mirror to me, because of all the similarities I saw within him. But I have to make sure that I'm consistently choosing myself, because I did not get this far just to get this far. And instead of getting upset, I extend grace and I have understanding, and I realize that I cannot be mad at someone for not having the capacity that I need them to have. I would never ask a cat to bark, so I'm not going to ask someone to have the capacity to see, digest, and understand me when they're still digesting their past and don't have space to digest me. I am not so hung up on being chosen that I'm willing to trade in my standard and what I truly deserve. And so I simply said that, and it's 5:55 on the clock right now. Whatever changes you're making right now, know that they're leading you to a higher and better aligned timeline and a new horizon. Abstinence is not about punishment. It's about choosing how to consciously use your energy. If you stop allowing random men to do nothing and get access to your energy, they're going to start to change, or at least the men you attract will get better. I told him right off the bat, I go, don't try to even sleep with me, because it's not happening. And thank God I didn't, because if I did, then that would be so much harder to remove this person from my reality. But because I didn't exchange energy to such a high degree, it's easy for me to see clearly. Us divine feminines, when we engage in intercourse with someone, we really create a high level energy cord, and we will feel their energy, and it will be harder to see their truth. It's going to be harder to see the red flags. It's going to be harder to understand the nature of the relationship. For your own protection, for your own energy mastery, do not just sleep with anyone. Take your time. Go slow. Put your energy into things that are going to give you a high return on investment. Your womb is such a sacred space. It's not a reward for the bare minimum. Your womb is not empty. It is a place of potential energy creation. It's not empty. It is clay waiting to be molded by you, waiting for you to consciously tune in to what you want to create. You don't just create a child in your womb. You create from that space. Use your energy so it does not use you. We also need to normalize the bare minimum. Someone picking you up, opening the door, paying for dinner, planning a date, okay, bare minimum. Liking your Instagram story, liking a picture, bare minimum. My grandma can do that. Be so for real. That's not a big deal. Them being emotionally available, hearing you out, having conscious conversation with you, that's called basic human effort. All of my friends, we all extend that grace to one another. We all check in with one another. We all are kind to one another. We all plan things for one another. It's basic human effort. Do not put them on a high horse, not put them on your pedestal because they pick you up, pay for the date, plan the date, are emotionally available. Wow, they're doing exactly what they should be doing. You need to realize that is the bare minimum. That is not special. They are not special if they're treating you decently. Can I say that again? They are not special for treating you decently. They are not special for treating you decently. In fact, if I have to guess from here, they can treat you better. When you realize that the divine feminine is the prize, she is the gatekeeper, she actually is the one with the power, you stop feeling so desperate and you'll stop being in your masculine energy trying to pursue and chase these men. The more you pursue and chase, the more you're allowing them to stay in their divine feminine energy, and something about that makes me want to projectile vomit. I'm going to keep saying it. Channel your energy, not into random Joe Schmoes, but into things that are going to give you a return on investment, and trade your peace for nothing. Your standard is your power. If you have a high standard, you're not going to be able to allow in low quality experiences. As soon as I see that someone is not able to give me what I need, I don't get mad. I just get everything I want because I take my power back. I call my energy back into my system and I create with it. How can you embody your divine feminine? Start paying attention to your menstrual cycle. Start paying attention to what your body's telling you. When I got anxiety last night and I couldn't sleep, I didn't get mad at myself. I didn't try to push it down with some, I don't know, pill or something or food. What I said is, okay, I'm going to listen to this and I'm going to act in accordance with it. I'm going to allow myself to rest a little bit more tomorrow because I'm making a shift. And anytime I make a shift, anytime I shed a part of myself, I need more rest so that I can evolve. I'm going to allow myself to receive without guilt. I'm going to say no without over-explaining. I said my piece and I'm not going to fight him for 20 minutes on why this isn't right. I have made a statement of what I'm willing to allow and what I'm not. Another way to embody divine feminine energy is to allow a masculine energy to lead when it comes to planning the date, the restaurant, picking you up, allowing them to do that. However, caveat, you're not going to allow just any man to lead. You are the divine feminine. You are the chooser, not the chaser. You are the chooser. You need to vet out these guys. FaceTime with them before you go on a date if you're meeting them on a dating app, okay? Get to actually know how they are. What do they do? What are their intentions? How are they thinking that this is going to unfold? What does their past look like? Ask the questions. The divine feminine isn't dumb. She's not stupid. She doesn't allow any Chad to lead her. She looks at the options and she chooses who she would trust to lead her, and then she allows them to do so and she rests into her own body. If you want to get more into your divine feminine energy, sign up for an art class, a dance class, or just move around in your room, or even a yoga class. Any sort of movement that gets you out of your head and into your body, that's going to help you. Nourish your body, listen to it instead of overriding it. When you need rest, take it. When someone gives you something, say thank you. Reclaim softness, not as weakness, but as your strength. We have tried to be in our masculine energy 24/7, but we weren't built for that. And that's why we're burnt out, tired, and upset. The best people who can embody the masculine energy is the majority of men. We've tried being them. We tried carrying it all. Now it's time to come back home, to remember our true essence, to get back into our bodies, back into our feminine, because the world doesn't need more women acting like men. It needs more women who remember who the F they are and what they have to truly channel into this universe. We are the creators. We are the destroyers. We are the choosers. Start choosing better. Better ways to embody energy, better ways to channel energy, better ways of focusing, better things to give your attention to. I know it's hard when you keep repeatedly being faced with the same patterns, or because the majority of men are in their feminine, because the majority of women are in their masculine. I know it's frustrating, but we're going to get there. We have to hold on to faith. And I'm also in the trenches with you. I do see it, and it is frustrating. But I really do believe that we did not get this far just to get this far. Divine feminines are the leaders when it comes to emotions and spirituality. So there's a reason we've awoken first. Give the masculine time. I really don't want to blame any humans here. I want us to take responsibility for what we lead with. And the more of us that do that, the more it will be reflected back to us in the males. The more we step into our feminine, the more they're going to step into their masculine. If blaming them worked, it would have done something already. It doesn't. My hope, my prayer, my wish is that they take responsibility for their energy as we take responsibility for ours. I love you so much. And as always, the sparkle in me honors the sparkle in you. And I will see you in the next one. Mwah.